there, happy Monday. I am going to bring you guys along for a little bit of a week in my life vlog because this week should have a little extra sewing time. I have a really light week in the gym because I'm running a marathon on Sunday. So the time I would normally spend running or doing other forms of exercise can now hopefully be spent in the sewing room. I just got back from the Y. I dropped my toddler off to go to playtime while my husband works out. He met us there, so they are away at the Y doing their exercise and play thing. I have a little bit of time before I need to get dinner started, so I think I'm gonna go into the sewing room. Yay. Okay, I have terrible lighting in here. I apologize, but I wanted to show you guys what I'm wearing before I put on my comfy clothes. This is the Francesca blouse by Style Arc. We're having some issues with it today though. I love this blouse, but the collar, I mean, I pressed it this morning and it's just like not doing it for me. It's floppy and stuff. I guess I need to starch it. I've not had to do that before when I washed it, but I don't know. It's not really working for me today. It also just felt like lower and baggier in general than the last time I wore it, which doesn't really make sense. I don't know. I haven't lost weight. I don't know. I don't weigh myself, but I measure myself and I'm not significantly smaller than when I made this or the last time I wore it. So I don't know what's going on. Anyway, usually I feel very sharp in this shirt. I did a lot of work to fit it. So yeah, I'm kind of bummed that it just wasn't really the vibe today, and then these are just some ready to wear wide leg jeans. And there's Copper. Okay, now comfy clothes. I ended up making dinner first, which was the responsible choice, it turns out. I have a really bad habit of, I guess not bad habit, I just always mistime meals. I go by what the recipe says it'll take, but of course they never include like time to chop things and prep things. Anyway, so I made dinner first. Very responsible of me. And then came into the sewing room, which is good because the others are on their way home from the gym now. And dinner's already ready. I got a little bit of sewing done. I pressed one side seam of my Charlie caftan and got the other side prepped, so I'll be able to sew that probably after bedtime. And yeah, I'm almost done with it. I just have to do this side seam and then hem the sleeves and the bottom, and we're good to go, which will be good. I'm not really enjoying this make that much, but I'll talk more about that when I'm done with it and see how the finished project turns out. It's after bedtime. The wee one is asleep. Adam is rinsing off from the gym, and I am gonna start working on my Charlie caftan again, and then he's gonna come in and hang out with me, and we're gonna watch some Netflix. So it's gonna be kind of a perfect evening, if I may say so myself. I'm so close to be done with this. I just want it to be done. Plus, I want it to be done so I can get it to the shop. I don't think I've said. It's a shop sample for Block Therapy, which is the quilt shop that I teach some garment sewing classes at, and we're going to be doing this in the new year. So I want to get it there so people can see it. It's made from a Tula Pink wide back, which feels much more like a cotton lawn than a quilting cotton, really. I mean, first of all, it's Tula Pink, so it's high-end quilting fabric to begin with, but then because it's a wide back, it has a really, really nice hand, and it has a bit more drape to it and stuff like that, and it's basically just meant to be a little more comfortable because it's supposed to go on the back of a quilt. This never would have crossed my radar had Jess, the owner of the quilt shop, not brought it up and said she wanted to highlight wide backs. So here I am continuing to highlight wide backs because it was really nice to work with. Okay, time to sew.
I need to be here for this.
Did you enjoy hanging out with me while I sewed?
Just like Shane McMahon, I'm gonna exit. But yes.
Goodbye. We were watching this show on Netflix called Mr. McMahon about WWE, well, anyway, about professional wrestling stuff. Anyway, it's actually very interesting. We also watched the American Gladiator one that came out like a year or two ago. It's just like random shows that we remember existing and we learn more about them. Beside the point. I finished the Charlie caftan. I have some video clip to insert. I took it for my Vlogmas short. I'm doing a Vlogmas short. Anyway, I'm tired. I'm just like rambling. Let me sit down for a moment. So I finished the Charlie Caftan. I feel better about it now that it's done. It was not my favorite sew in recent history. I don't remember if I said this in the earlier clip, but it has like one really finicky bit at the beginning and the rest is so boring. But I did the long version, so there's just like a lot of really boring sewing. It was not my best sewing either. I was thinking about it as I was doing the hem. With this fabric, I should have used a smaller needle, maybe like a Microtex actually, or sharp would have been the way to go. Probably would have been a little better. I was listening to the needle as I was sewing and I was like, this could be smoother. Anyway, overall, it came out pretty well. I'm going to run it through the wash and press it and everything before I take it into the shop, hopefully tomorrow. But it's done. I do like it. It is what it's supposed to be. It is as advertised. The only thing I'm like about is that there's some, it looks like pulling from the side of the gathering. There's like the panel in the middle, and then from where that gathering ends down to kind of where the pocket is. And I don't know if it's just like because of the gathering. So I don't know what that's about. I think you would almost have to make the pleated version also to see if it's just because of the gathering or if it's the sewing or anyway. But overall, I'm glad it's done. I do like it. I think it's going to be a great summer dress. I'm glad I made the long version. I love the Tula print pink that I went with. Adam's actually the one who encouraged me to do the long version, so that's cool. I bought 1.75 yards of this wide back, which is 108 inches wide. I wasn't really sure how much to buy because there's like not a fabric requirement conversion, and since the dress is one piece, I wasn't sure how long it was going to be exactly. What I did was in the store, I measured from my shoulder to my knees and saw how long that was. So I knew I had at least enough to make the short version, but I ended up having enough to make the long version, and Adam encouraged me to make it. So yeah, I like it. We'll find out in the summer if I actually wear it a lot. I think I will. There's no shaping to it or anything. I didn't do the option with the tie, but that's as advertised as expected. So I am currently slightly more positive than neutral on this pattern, or at least how this one turned out. I'm not rushing to make another one, but we'll see. I don't know. I think I'm also just tired. It's time for bed. I'll see you guys tomorrow. On to the next project. Yay! Good morning. It is Tuesday. It's about 8:45 and we need to leave for an appointment in 20-ish minutes or so. Brady is currently down the hall occupied doing work, which in this case is taking a stack of Post-it notes and just sticking them all around the place, which is fine. That's what I bought them for. So while she's busy working, I figured I would come in here and rethread my sewing machine for my next project. But I'm torn. I want to start working on a foundation paper piecing quilt block that I want to use in a gift for my sister. But also I'm expecting some hardware to come in so that I can finish a duffel bag I started a couple weeks ago. So I feel like I should do the duffel bag first and finish that up within the next couple days. So that just like, so it's done, because I have a lot of whips I kind of want to get cleaned up and get done. And I don't have to get that tote bag done for my sister. It's kind of a like, if I have time, I'll make it. And if not, I'll still make it, but I'll just give it to her after Christmas. So it's not a big deal to get it done before Christmas. So I don't know. It's just which color thread I want to thread the machine with. Maybe I'll do neither, because now I'm very torn and I have to see what time we get home and when I end up actually working on this stuff. I think the hardware will already have been delivered by the time we get back, because we're going to go do some other stuff after the dentist. Oh, geez, I don't know. My Charlie Caftan is in the dryer, so I'm going to pull that out and press it, and then I should be able to bring it with us so that we can go by the quilt shop and drop that off too while we're out and about and I don't have to make a separate trip later. So torn, you guys, I do want to finish this duffel up. Brady has even been shaming me. She came in, it was probably like 2 weeks ago now, because this project has been sitting here waiting. And I was working on something else and she goes, shouldn't you be working on your duffel? And I was like, that's rude, but accurate. So I should do that. I'll do that. Let me figure out what color thread I need and then I'll do that. Okay. Decision made. It's final-ish. Okay, well, I did not end up switching my thread earlier, which turned out to be a good thing because the hardware I was waiting on did get delivered, but not to my house. So hopefully it got just like delivered to someone else in the neighborhood and they will bring it by at some point. It wasn't super expensive of an order, but still, I've been waiting on that and it's just annoying. Oh well, it'll make its way here. I'm not in any type of rush to finish this duffel bag. So I am going to switch my thread and work on the project for my sister. Now it's my first go at foundation paper piecing, which is different than English paper piecing. You use paper as a guide, but you sew it on your machine. So let me show you what. This is the foundation paper pieced part of the block I'm making. It is the Falling Star block by Sarah Watts for Ruby Star Society. It seems to have been part of some sort of sew along. I don't know when it happened, but it is available for free. I will put the link in the description box. My sister actually found this quilt block online and sent a screenshot of it to my mom and I and was like, hey, quilty people, can you make this happen somehow? I used Google image search and that's how I found the pattern for it. And I'm making it into I think I'm going to do a tote bag. So I have 2 of these printed out to make a 12-inch block. Like I said, this is just the FPP'd part of. I'm on my 3rd piece, my 2nd seam, and I already messed up. This needed to go down over these so it could flip up. So we are going to go run an errand. We're going to take that dress to the quilt shop because I didn't end up doing that earlier. So we're going to go do that. I will come back and pick this out later. Oops. New things. Things to learn, things to remember. It is fun though. Good morning. It is Wednesday morning. I did like no sewing or crafting yesterday, really. After I worked on that FPP, I didn't do anything else. I did get the dress to the quilt shop though, so it's hanging up and hopefully enticing people to make it themselves. The first bit of crafting I have done today is make these little trees for my toddler's morning activity. So she's gonna hopefully set up a little forest and then we have some little animal figurines that can wander around the forest. So sometimes these are fun to set up for her because I have a good idea. Other days I'm like just trying to figure out something slightly interesting for her to do after she wakes up while I have my coffee. I hope this is a good one. We'll see. Now she could wake up anytime, basically. It's almost 7 o'clock. So she could wake up in the next minute or the next hour, like in an hour. So I don't really want to get too deep into anything, but I want to use the time. So I'm gonna keep working on unpicking the seam I messed up yesterday and then maybe try to redo that or maybe start editing this video. I got one seam done. I redid that mistake from yesterday and I pinned the next one, but she's starting to stir. So I think I'm gonna wrap this up and just sip my coffee while I wait for the inevitable, Mama, I'm awake. And I get to go in and snuggle her. It's my favorite part of the day, most days. So I'm very excited.
Are you taking a picture of the more I eat?
Yeah, and a banner.
Oh, where's the banner?
She's swimming.
Is she?
I'm home from the gym. Sorry, I was having a snack. Adam and the kiddo are still there. I don't feel great, like physically. I'm very, very tired. I have a little bit of a headache and stuff. So I did my work. It was an easy workout anyway, so that worked out, but I finished it. was like, I'm gonna just go home. And we're doing leftovers for dinner. So I'm in my sewing room because I don't want to just sit on the couch. So I think I'm gonna keep working on, I'm gonna do the second FPP block because I want to make my sister a tote bag. So I want one of these on each side. I think I'm gonna do the second one and keep working on that. If this headache persists, I'm hoping since I finished the workout and drank some more water and like just stood upright, it was one of those where you're like on your side, up and down, doing some mountain climbers, and just like when I do a lot of that up and down, it tends to give me a headache. So anyway, I'm hoping once I'm just like static, it'll dissipate. If it doesn't, then I'll just go sit on the couch and wait until I get home and maybe eat something. But anyway, I'm gonna work on this a little bit, and if I'm feeling it, I'll keep going. And if I'm not feeling it, I'll go veg out. So that'll be nice. We had a great day, by the way. I think I talked to you guys some this morning. Actually, I'm pretty sure I did. We went to story time at the library. We went to the aquarium for a couple hours. We came home for a little bit. We went to the gym. All of our basically standard activities. It's been a really nice day. It's kind of a bummer that I don't feel great at the end of it, but it's like I'm on my deathbed. I'm being very dramatic. I just feel a little So, it's crafting. I should probably just go sit on the couch and do something totally mindless because I just sewed one piece of fabric, a singular piece of fabric, not even facing the right way that this one is supposed to face, to the back of a piece of paper. And this is like the shortest stitch length ever. It's a 1. I don't know. Is this my sign, or should I push ahead? I'm gonna try and unpick it. And if I get too frustrated, I'll be done. I don't know. Hello. Okay. We're so back on track. I just finished the second part of the block, the FPP part. I actually remembered to trim around it this time before I pulled the paper off, which I did not do correctly last time. So now I get to do the best part, which is peeling the paper off. This one is already wrecked because I had to rip it when I was seam ripping that. I still can't believe I sewed a single piece of fabric to a single piece of paper. What? Anyway, so now I get to rip all the rest off. And because it's such a small seam allowance, it's basically perforated, right? Like super perforated. It's so fun. Of course I say that and it's like not going as well. It went better with the first block. What am I doing differently? Probably because I'm trying to do it all hunched over because I didn't feel like getting the tripod out. I'm a professional, you guys. It's a lot more satisfying to do this after you have, maybe that's the difference, because I didn't trim it down. I had like more paper around the sides to like grab and rip at. You know, because to carefully do it. So maybe that is helpful. I don't know. It was harder to trim afterwards though. There it is. Ah! Okay, so I have 2 of these blocks and now I just need to put together the rest of the whole quilt block and then figure out how I'm going to make this tote bag because I'm not using a pattern. But I have thoughts. I want it to be pretty structured and quilted and stuff. Let me just make the blocks first before I get ahead of myself. Cool. I think Adam and the kiddo will be headed home soon though, so I need to probably kind of get stuff sorted in here. I don't know. We're having leftovers. Why do I care? I don't know. It is, I think, a little bit after 9 o'clock, 9:15. I just shut down the sewing room for the night. I finished 1 block. Look, I think I like it. I wish, okay, so in the picture my sister sent, it was a lot more patchworky, and this is all like the fabric requirements they give you are to make it kind of patchworky, but I couldn't make my brain work that way when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with all these tulip pink colors, because I really wanted the star and everything to stand out. So anyway, I just did kind of a boring background, but I love it. So I have 1 done. I'll have to do another one. I did directionally match all of these half square triangles. This is a thick, bulky area as to be expected. Let me see if I can show you. Just because that's where all of those paper pieces meet. But I'm so happy with it. Now I'm going to drink some sleepy time tea and go to bed early-ish, like hopefully in the next 30 minutes I'll be asleep. I guess not if I drink the tea now. Anyway, hopefully before 10, because I need to get some good sleep before this marathon, and I am just not a good sleeper. So I'm going to try to fix that in the next 4 days, apparently. 4 days, 5 days, whatever. I'm going to totally transform my sleep habits. See you guys tomorrow. I just made it home. Sorry for Michael. This is how I store my wreaths, and that is clearly our Halloween wreath. Let's just cut him out of the frame. I just made it home. I did my run, and I dropped Brady off at childcare. She wanted to do extra long childcare again this morning. They do parents morning out, or they also have parents evening out, where it's a 4-hour block and you can leave the Y. And I've been doing that so I can do my long runs on Thursdays and not take time out of the weekends. And she wanted to go again, even though I didn't have a long run, because she loves it there. So dropped her off. I did my run. I just got home. I have like 2 hours and 15 minutes, a little bit over 2 hours before I really need to leave to go get her. So I am going to eat a little bit, take a shower, and then probably sew some. So I don't know. I was just deciding if I want to keep working on those Falling Star quilt blocks, well, the second one for the tote bag that I want to make my sister, or if I want to get started on our Christmas pajamas. And I think I'm going to do the Christmas pajamas. This is how I end up with 1,000 whips, because I'm in the middle of a project. I'm like, I'll finish that later. Which, to be fair, I gave myself permission not to finish this one. I already have a gift for her, and we really only do one gift per adult in our family, like from like another part of the family. Anyway, so I already have a gift for her. It's not a big deal. I will finish it and I will give it to her. But I really want our Christmas pajamas done. So let me just get another project bag out and put this away. Why am I the way I am? I'll finish it, just not right now. I want to get our Christmas pajamas done so that I'm not holed away in my sewing room when my in-laws get here next week, because I was, when they came in at the end of September, before Adam and I went on our trip to Europe, the last couple of days before we left, after they'd gotten here, I was just like shut away in my sewing room because I was sewing so much stuff for that trip. And I'm glad I had the stuff, but I felt bad. I felt like I was missing out on time with them and stuff. So I don't want to do that again. I would like to have these Christmas pajamas at least almost done by the time they get here next week. Yeah. I clearly am not good at vlogging and pouring coffee. I forgot I saved my second cup to have after I got home from my run. So this is perfect because it was definitely a chilly run this morning. Yay! Excellent. I have 10 yards of this flannel. So the second anniversary gift is cotton. So in January, when it was our anniversary, Adam bought me this cotton because it's, flannel. Anyway, and I said I would make up matching pajamas. I intended to do it earlier in the year, but I figured at least by Christmas. And now Christmas is 13 days away, 14 days away. So I should probably actually make them now. I'm going to start with the ones for my daughter because they should be the easiest. The only issue will be hemming them in the length because she's kind of a shorty and all of her store-bought pajamas are too long. So let's flip to the pajama section. This I think is still too big for her. It's the kid sizes, but I think the kid sizes are too big. I think I'm going to use this one. This is cute. I like the little crossover. I did want a more traditional button-down one, but I don't think I have one, and I'm not going to buy one, you guys. I clearly have enough pajama patterns for her. So yeah, I'll probably use this new look, 6170, and do view. I might have matching rickrack, or I could do piping actually. But yeah, I'll probably do like A and C for her. Oh, it's gonna be so cute. So I'll get started with hers and then move on to the adults ones. I have everything cut out. I ended up doing it on the floor so I could have a little more space to lay out the gargantuan yardage of flannel that I have. Usually when I cut out, I would go do it like in the family room because there's a lot more space on the floor, but I had already put Hamilton on in here and I didn't feel like switching it to the other TV. So I have been watching, mostly listening to Hamilton, which I love. I saw it 6 years ago. Six years ago, I think, when it was in town where I lived at the time, and it's so good. And I used to watch it a lot, but I haven't watched it lately. And yesterday, it just like some of the music popped into my head, so I put it on. Anyway, so I've had that on. I got this all cut out. I forgot to have a snack earlier, so I'm gonna go have a snack and then rethread my machines, and then it'll probably be time to go pick the little one up. But if I can start sewing a little bit, I will. I need to check the notions that I need and see what I have. And I also need to do that for the adult pattern I'm going to use, because we could stop and get those notions while we're out if we need anything. And I think we will. Also, I need to do something with this extraneous hair. I got my threads changed and cleaned my machines. They both needed it pretty badly. I try to do it every couple of projects, and I did do it recently. I think I did it 2 weeks ago. But I did also quilt an entire throw size quilt with flannel on the back. So that was super floofy in my machine. But I did that, and I started getting the yoke put together. So I stay stitched and I joined the two back pieces together. It has like a button and loop closure, so I did the little bottom part of it below the dot, and then did the shoulder seams. So it's already coming together pretty well, and I like it. I'm using green serger thread. Let me turn you around. I'm using green serger thread. I thought about navy or black, but I have these huge cones of green that I got for like a project, and I am not going to use as much as black and blue. So I decided to do green, and I really do like how it looks. And then I'm just using black thread because I already had a couple bobbins of it, and I think it is all gonna be really nice on the inside. But yeah, so that is coming together. I just got the bias tape basted in. I don't very often go through the minuscule amount of effort required to change the thread when I baste, but because I'm using black thread and because this fabric is so dark and I don't want to snag the flannel as I'm taking the basting stitches out, I did change my bobbin. I had this red from doing the quilting recently, and I do have quite a few like brightly colored bobbins that I can throw in there, and I did exert myself to make that little change to make my life easier for this step. I don't think I've checked in for quite a while, but I've been in and out of here a lot during the afternoon. Well, some during the afternoon, a lot during the evening. And I have the top to the point of one sleeve is all in and finished on the inside. And then I need to insert the other one tomorrow and then try it on her and hem the bottom and the sleeves, and then rickrack will go around the sleeves. I'll probably not try it on her until I get the pants also put together, because either she doesn't want to try things on and I just have to kind of like guess at the lengths, because she also won't let me measure her. If I bring the measuring tape near her, she says, I'll measure myself, and then plays with it. So if I can get her into things, she then doesn't want to take them off. So anyway, I'm going to try and get it all done to the point of if I can get her to try it on and let me like chase after her with a marker and like slash where a hem should be, that's about as good as it's gonna get. So hopefully I can finish these. Tomorrow night I'm not really gonna sew because we're doing some like festive stuff. Maybe Saturday. And then get ours cut Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Anyway, that's a later problem for now. I'm working on these. It is coming out really cute. I did the rickrack, and then the back does have little button and elastic loop closure. Look at that pattern matching. I actually am pretty proud of the pattern matching. This one, this like green line goes across, even though these overlap, and then the underarm is pretty good too. So that's what took so long cutting out. It's gonna take a really long time with Adam's in mind because we also have a button-down shirt. So I'll get him done by Christmas. Even if that's all I do until between now and Christmas, I'll get him done. Okay, see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, you guys. It is almost 7 o'clock. Been up for about an hour having coffee and stuff, and I sat with Adam and he ate his breakfast. I pinned the next couple steps of Brady's pajamas. I saw Teresa from Lost My Thread does this. She has little bins that she'll like put her project in, and then she can carry it around the house and pin stuff and work on stuff. And I was like, oh, I love that. Her bins don't have holes, which is probably better, but this is what I had, so I just put everything in there. So yeah, because I do tend to take my projects out of the sewing room a lot to like unpick or hand sew and things like that, but I never have brought them out to pin. So new sewing level unlocked thanks to Teresa. So Adam just left, so I'm gonna go ahead and sew a couple seams hopefully before the kiddo wakes up, and then we'll start our day. I have such a conundrum, which I will have decided on by the time you see this video, but I want to show you. I matched the pattern on the sleeves like vertically so that as you go down, the stripes do match up. Like if you fold the sleeves over and match them up, the stripes match going down. See, like the green, blue matches going down. But I did not totally match it. I didn't match it in both axes, which I didn't think would be a big deal and I didn't think I would care about. But I just put the second sleeve in and look at that. Like, how cool does that look? And I don't notice that this one doesn't do that, but I do notice that this one does. And then this one looks not good. But this is the one that I've already completely done. This is the one that like is already serged and stuff. So I'd have to, I don't know. Is it worth the effort to cut an entirely new sleeve? I don't know. I'm undecided. I think I'm gonna have to do it. But then I need to take this one out and use it as a template because I don't think I'm gonna be able to figure out where exactly that stripe goes without using this. But it's worth it. Look how good it looks. I know they're just Christmas pajamas for a toddler, but like, that would be a happy accident if it had happened first, or if it had happily happened on both sides. Dang it. Okay, well, I think I hear her waking up anyway, so I'll address this later. Oh, that just looks so good. Okay, yeah, I want to make that happen on this side. Okay, we meet again. I am here tracing off the sleeve pattern piece because I realized a couple of things, thankfully. So as I was unpicking the sleeve, I realized that I'd searched
A cow mermaid.
A cow mermaid. Moo. So I realized a couple of things that I was saying. As I was unpicking it, it had already been serged. So even with removing, so when I removed the sleeve, I had to remember that the top, well, the whole arm side on the bodice, well, the yoke, well, anyway, on the bodice had also been serged. And I took about 1/4 inch off when I serged because I didn't serge all the way to the seam allowance. Anyway, I did not need to take the other sleeve out to see where that green line was going to be because I obviously had the green line on the bodice and I was able to just mark on the sleeve where it met. So I drew it in washable marker and then also put tape. Okay, so I was able to mark on, this is the sleeve that was in there, where that green line should meet. So So I can do that. Obviously this was also serged up on the underarm. So I am going to take that all the way out back to the original pattern piece size. But for the sleeve, that actually goes this way. For the sleeve head, I'm going to cut the fabric down so that I eliminate that little bit that I had serged off, so that when I go to set it in again, I can just meet the raw edges of the fabric and use the new smaller seam allowance, which will be 3/8 of an inch, if that makes sense. It's gonna work. That is the proper way to do it, to account for the fact that I'd already done some things. So yeah, we got it. Brady is playing independently. I don't want to say it too loud, but she's in the other room playing Duplos, which is good. We needed a little bit of a break from each other. There was a woman at the Y today who did the like, oh, it goes by so fast, enjoy every moment. And I was like, this is not the day to tell me that. I didn't say that. I was like, yeah, most of the time. Today was not the day to tell me that. We're just not in sync today. Most days we are. Today we are on two different wavelengths. It's causing some tension. So I'm going to sew for a little bit, and she's taking the opportunity to create some of her own stuff. And then hopefully we'll like meet again and have better vibes together. Because we do have some fun stuff to do this evening. It'll be fun regardless of our vibes, but it'll be more fun if we're vibing than if we're not. But anyway, so I am working on this. This is the new sleeve. I just cut it out, and I am getting ready to put it together and put it in, and like, hopefully I did everything correctly. And this will intentionally be matched to the other one. Okay, the top is all done except for the hemming, which I'm going to do once I try it on her. And then I started putting the pants together. I have them assembled. I'm just working on making the casing now, and then I'll also hem those once I try them on her. Look at that, matching. A little off, but she's just wearing them at home, and that side's a lot better. Anyway, so that is that. I have to get some stuff. I have to get some things together for a like festive thing we're going to do tonight. Happy with getting this done, and we're gonna have fun tonight, and it's gonna be fun. Hopefully. It is the end of the day and the end of the week. It's Friday evening. We just got home from watching The Grinch on the big screen at Shuckers Stadium, which is our local minor league baseball team. So we got to sit on the field and snuggle up and watch it. That is the benefit of winter in the South, is that you can watch movies outside as long as you wear a hoodie and bring some blankets, and it's nice and cozy. So we had hot cocoa and everything. It was lovely. We also stopped and got all of my stuff for the marathon this weekend, mostly the bib that I need to run, but we got all of that, so we are in good shape for this weekend. But with that, I'm gonna leave you guys here. That seems like such a weird way to say that. With that, I'm gonna end the video. I did start editing it, and it's already about half an hour long, so it's gonna be pretty lengthy, and with Vlogmases out there and just a lot of stuff, I don't feel the need to have you hang on until these pajamas are finished or something. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. And if you are not already a subscriber and you've watched this whole thing, I really hope you consider subscribing, because I would love to have you here in our little corner of the sewing, I was going to say universe, but sewing YouTube community. Yes, that's what I mean to say. What have you guys been sewing? Are any of you sewing Christmas PJs? And please tell me I'm not the only one who is awful about abandoning projects halfway through. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.